Go internal before you go external. What that means is be careful who you listen to. Not all advice is good advice. We're always so quick to go to a mentor, to a book, to a podcast, to a TV show, to anything, a therapist, anything that could give us some external advice. And my challenge to you is go internal before you go external. Yeah, you're in it, so you might not be able to see everything and all the pieces like you were to if you were out of it, right? If it's a large puzzle on the table and I got my face like this, I'm only seeing what I could see. So my challenge to you is to zoom out. Still be internal. You don't necessarily got to call your mom every time things get hard and do a brainstorming session with mom. Because what starts to happen is then you start to rely and you start to have a dependency. And those is cool. Those dependencies are okay if that person or that item you're depending on is always going to be there. But we know, just like the free market, there's life and there's death. There's things that are here one day and gone the next. So you depending on that pain pill, you depending on, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, grandma's advice, grandma's not going to be here forever. I wish grandma was here forever. And she still is in the stars, you know what I mean? When I'm talking to the clouds and I'm still going internal, but at the same time I'm able to still feel like I'm getting some advice, even though it's me talking to me, because I'm talking to grandma and grandma's not here. Go internal before you go external. Because not all advice is good advice. Is the person that you're asking for advice from, do they live the way you want to live? Or is there any similarities in your life so they could give you some non-biased advice that makes sense to you where you are at that very second? You asking a 70-year-old professor. I remember I had a real estate mentor. My mentor was old. He passed away now. An older dude, wore the richest ever. Wore the same blue collar shirt. He probably had 4 of them. Each one had a little Diet Coke stain. You know what I mean? One had it right here, the other had it right there, the other. Same 4 shirts. Richard, man could have probably bought the whole California. And I'm taking advice from him and I'm trying to balance his advice, but it's like, man, you way up here. You giving me Michael Jordan training when I'm just trying to come off the bench and play. I'm just trying to get some reps in. And you giving me a whole algorithm on Pythagorean theorem and how that's going to work when you do your crossovers and you bust your leg. I just need to get in the gym. So as great of advice he was giving me at that moment, I wasn't able to soak it all up. He giving me advice about crashes and market cycles and how everything is cyclical and compare this to the Great Depression. Maybe we're going to get a double dip, so now might not be the time. He's given everything that he, in his life, he was able to reflect on. Timeless information, mind you. He's giving it to me. But at that time, all I needed to hear was, man, get active. Get active. Tell everybody what you're doing. Show everybody and just get active. Because overthinking, we all know what that can be crippling. Overthinking can be crippling. Something you got to think about too is in one of the best books I've read, How to Win Friends and Influence People. They talked about One, they talk about a lot of things, but I'm just pulling out one for this video. Is consult the experts. If you break your arm, you're not gonna go to your neighbor who's a patent attorney or a criminal defense attorney and ask him how to heal your arm. You're gonna go where? You're gonna zoom over there to the doctors, right? To consult the expert. If you're going through high level depression, somebody to talk to may not be your brother or your sister that doesn't experience that same thing. Go to the expert. And really, I want to say, I'm going to do a whole nother video on depression and the mind and you know what I'm saying? All of that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to keep it short and sweet for the topic of this video. Consult the experts. So if you are going to take some advice, make sure you're taking it from an expert in your field. I'm not even gonna give you the 1,000 examples in my mind right now, but you know exactly what I mean. Last point I'm about to hit on is really the biggest point, and that's trust your inner voice. What happened to trusting you? You done got all this way. You done came this whole way. Yeah, you might not have as much as the Joneses 2 blocks down, but so what? Your time is coming. Trust your inner voice. That's what got you to this place. And maybe you like, T, I can't trust my inner voice because that is the exact thing what got me to this place and I don't like the place I'm in. Then I will revert you back to skill number 2, which is consult the experts. But trust your inner voice. Go internal before you go external. Hey, what should I do about my marriage that I've been in for the last 20 years? You asking your boy that's in and out of relationships every 6 months. What's he gonna tell you? What kind of game is he gonna give you? What kind of gems is he gonna give you about keeping a 20-year relationship alive? None. Cause bro fire and rehire every 6 months. And it ain't nothing wrong with that program. But that's that program. This is your program. This is my program. Everybody's gonna function different. And that's the beautiful thing about human beings. There's power in learning and in doing. So go ahead and fail. Go ahead and get up again, dust yourself off, fail again, get up again, dust yourself off, fail again, until success comes. Got to. There's no other, or go give up. Go give up and cry, go cry in the corner. But I promise you, your stomach gonna start rumbling, and you're gonna wanna eat, and it's gonna be a time where you're gonna have to stop crying in that corner. Trust the expert's advice. Go internal, not external. Be careful who you take advice from. Some folks got a hidden agenda too. The only thing I'm telling you is what's worked for me. And that's going internal before I go external. Before I go pick up a book and read about somebody else's life and their philosophy and their way of living, I'm in my own notebook with my pen. At least getting my thoughts down. And that's another thing about that social media and why it's so dangerous sometimes. Sometimes you gotta take a detox because you don't even know if your thoughts is really your own thoughts. Or you just regurgitating something that Uncle Kevin Samuel said that you haven't really mastered though. All that to say, trust yourself. Trust your inner voice. Consult the experts. Go internal before you go external. I'm gone.